Hey guys, it's Taylor, back with Life with Taylor. You're zoomed in far too close. Today we're going to be reading Reddit, as we always do, so let's get into it. I think we should make it like a Monday thing where we read Reddit. I have been posting every single week one Reddit video. We're going to read some paranormal Reddit. Okay, sorry. I feel crazy. This is the first one. So this is, and I've already looked at the pictures, looked at the videos, just to make sure that this is good. So, but I don't remember. This is the restaurant I work at. Super old building, circa early 1900s. Not the first time I've heard of people experiencing weird shit, including myself, but definitely only one caught on camera that I know of thus far. Okay, so this is the video. Everybody has. Okay. Okay. Is there a story? Okay. So this is labeled as what do you think? I think it could potentially be haunted. I feel like it could have been set weird and it could have fallen, but it almost looks like it was almost pushed. Testing. I didn't even check to see if my mic was working. Let's watch it again. Okay, so I think we're looking right there. I don't know, it could be, I am not sure. I don't know. Let's refer to the comments. I was bar backing one night when I took a hot glass from the rack and put it on the bar. It slid down from the bar like a hockey puck. Physics is freaky. What was it though? Was it... Okay. Somebody said, I think it's about balance. OP replied, it's rested against the wall though. You can see it's literally tilted toward the wall, but it never moved forward. I've worked in that restaurant for 8 years and nothing like that's ever happened. Not ever, even on accident. I.e., someone stomps, bumps, falls, drops something by. Customers often stand near there. Our takeout bags are stacked on the shelf you see below. I honestly forget that condiment spice shelf is even there at all. A good level and some shims might solve your guys' problem. Yeah, it's hard to tell if it was paranormal. Can't tell what's behind the items that gel. Yeah, I can't tell if it's paranormal or not. We're gonna rank it on a scale of 5 because the videos I do 10, so we're gonna do 5 for Reddit. I'm gonna give it a 2. I'm gonna give it a 2 out of 5. Are my grandparents messing with me, or is this real? I don't think they're that tech savvy enough to fake this. So if we look at this picture, so it looks like there's a guy doing something. Maybe a face behind him. Okay. Then we have what seems to be that same face. But there's a... Wait, does this have date? Okay, 13/42/13. So that was taken at 1... When was that? What would that be? It would be 1 p.m. I think. Almost 2. 1:42. And then this would be 2, almost 3. And it looks like there's a shadow. I don't know. And then there's a third picture. So far, I'm going to give it a 3. But let's look at the comments because I'm not sure what to make of this. Oh, there's some context. A year or 2 ago, I was at Thanksgiving dinner and my grandpa showed these pictures on his living room camera. Last picture you have to click to see the whole... The last picture you have to click on to see the whole thing. Somebody said, whatever it is, I don't like it. Same, it's very uneasy. OP said, if someone was hiding in their house, how didn't my grandfather see the girl right beside him walking? Yeah, true. So I feel like that kind of debunks like somebody hiding in the house. Okay, did your grandparents ever say anything about hearing or seeing ghosts, or even real people for that matter? Are they still in the same house? Because I wouldn't be. And have they heard or seen anything since? OP replied, I remember them saying that they have felt something touching them. Also, my grandfather said that he had more pictures, but he deleted them because he was scared to look at them. So it's been a while since I've talked to them about it, so maybe I can get more information. Okay, that's definitely great context. If it was like super creepy, like you didn't want to open it, you didn't want to show nobody, or anybody would be the correct grammar. I'm gonna give that, I'm leaning between a 3 and a 4, but I feel like I'm gonna give it a 3.5. Okay, pause. Okay, paramedic ghost encounter. Both medics leave the vehicle hurriedly after driver sees face in the back of the rig.
Just for a little bit in. Like, I ain't never experienced nothing like this. So as we driving back to base, I swear I seen a face in the rearview mirror. Like, fuck, I need to turn this engine off though, cause like, we're gonna be stranded out here. I'm not trying to go back here.
It would make sense if they saw a ghost, because they work with a bunch of patients that unfortunately lose their lives. And I don't feel like they would go out of their way to fake this, especially because I feel like that would impact their job. I ran the fuck out.
I don't know if you see it, but can y'all see that back door? Like, it just flew open. Like, nah, what the?
Okay. Could be a reflection. Okay, it did it again.
Nah.
But that's like still super fast, and I feel like you would hear behind. I'm gonna give that a 4. That's very believable. Let's see what the comments say. Dispatch ambulance 10-2. Put us out of service. Truck's haunted. 10-2 dispatch. Copy that. Truck's haunted. RTV. Meanwhile, the patient in the back is really confused as to why everyone is freaking out. Yeah. I don't think there was a patient in the back, because they probably wouldn't have left the ambulance. I was a nursing student at Garden Grove Hospital near Disneyland, California. I had 2 patients at the time and was doing my morning vitals. One of my patients was an elderly man with a ventilator. He was bedridden. I saw a shadow casted on the floor of the restroom in his room. I went inside and called out to it because there was nobody supposed to be in there. I waited a few minutes, knocked, then opened the door, and nobody was in there. Yeah, 17 seconds from the end, you can see a shadow streak across the window, instead the back of the vehicle. If you've seen the video with the school janitor and the balloon, it looks remarkably similar.
It just follows me no matter what. No, I can't.
As the janitor walks out of the classroom, a red balloon starts to follow him, but further adding to the weirdness of this incident.
I hate shadow figures!
For some reason, the other balloons stay in place,
what?
while this one follows
I
him.
didn't see a shadow figure.
Immensely
Look over here.
He backs away slowly before suddenly capturing this.
No, I can't.
Did you see it?
Oh,
A dark figure.
no matter how many times I've watched this certain clip,
I have seen that. I'm pretty sure in the school with the balloon, and there was like I don't know now. Looks like a promotion for a movie. If he's acting, he needs to go pro. He looked legitimately freaked out. He wasn't screaming and running. The acting is top notch. Also, I don't think he's acting. Yeah, I agree. I don't think he's acting, and if he is, give him an Oscar. I'm gonna give that a 4. Ghost caught at Winchester Mystery House. So first we're going to read the backstory, and then I'm going to show you the picture. Basically, as the caption says, about 2 years ago, I had what I considered a real paranormal encounter. We were on one of the house tours, and honestly, I'd always believed this place wasn't haunted, just interesting for its history, but then I caught this photo, and I still can't explain it. If you look closely, it appears to show an apparition of a carpenter, just like they would have been in the late 1800s or early 1900s. The photo was taken in the basement. Everyone had to move on, and I was at the back of the tour when I saw something sort of out of the corner of my eye. I already had my phone out and really quickly took a couple of photos. According to our tour guide, there were no props, mannequins, or anyone else down there with us at the time. She even mentioned the clothing matched what carpenters of that era would have worn, and she was shocked to actually see something. What makes it even stranger is that the next photo I took shows nothing. First photo is the original, the second is highlighted, third circled, fourth right after, fifth is actual workers on the house from the era. Okay, if we zoom in, it looks like there's definitely an outline of somebody there. So that looks it's kind of brightened, circled, and then that was right after it. Maybe it's the smudges on my iPad, but I think it looks like there's slightly something still there, but maybe not. And then that's what they would wear. So let's go back to the beginning, kind of like apron and stuff. Whoa, that's crazy. Wait, no, it looks exactly like what they would wear. Holy sh... It's exactly what they would wear. Okay, the only thing is this edited? It doesn't look like it's edited. It could be, but usually if it's edited, you can definitely tell between like the different grain, but this looks like it was all part of the picture. Let's refer to the comments, but this could be a 5. Live near that place. I caught something in the mirror in the ballroom, I think it's called. The one with gold trim, wood, and organ. Caught something in the barn area too, but the majority of my experiences weren't captured on camera. It's impossible unless you work there to use controlled measures. People are everywhere, so unless you stay on top of your images by asking questions and more, it's hard to know unless you get something truly unique on camera. That place is beyond awesome visually and historically. Thanks for sharing an awesome historical event. It could be a real person, but like, why would they be down there? I would have asked like more questions, like, hey, is anybody down there? Also, like the fourth picture, the one that was taken right after it, it doesn't look like there's anybody there. But also, I feel like if it was actually somebody there, it'd appear more like solid. I'm gonna give it a 4. If it is not like somebody there, that is a 5. I love the Winchester Mystery House, and I hope to visit it one day. It is so beautiful. The Waverly Hills Sanatorium in Kentucky. Is there something at the end of the tunnel? I recently did an overnight at Waverly and thought it was a pretty busy night. I still think it's possible that this figure wasn't a fellow visitor. Didn't notice until reviewing the photos in the morning. This one, when I first saw it, it tripped me up because I was like, okay, that looks like something there. But then I like skimmed the comments because I want to make sure I'm giving you good paranormal stuff. And I only do this for the paranormal Reddit, for the am I the devil, am I the asshole ones. I don't do that. I just read the titles. It does kind of look like, almost like kind of like a waiter. It looks like kind of like head right there. Okay. Almost like dress right here. Kind kind of like hunched over with like maybe like hands right here. That's what I see. Do you see it? Let's look at the comments. Somebody said yes, a wall. Somebody else said yes, 100% yes. Great find. Young children have a sixth sense. What's your experience? My sister's niece and nephews were walking down the road, a route my sister typically takes around her neighborhood. She lives off a highway in the country, trees and farmland surrounding her, houses every couple hundred of feet within each other. Whilst on a walk, she typicals daily when they come to the cemetery. My middle sister was there for the day with her daughter, who's 3 years old. As they are all walking by the graves, my niece stops at a headstone and was just staring at it. She appears to have a look of melancholy. She was on the verge of tears while her eyes were locked on the headstone. My sister scurries over to get her this moment, lasting only a few short seconds. Confused by what could have made her suddenly stop and get visually upset, she reads the headstone. On it was, "Loving mother, a name I'm choosing to keep private, knowing her daughter has no concept of death." She hugged her to calm her down and soon proceeded to walk away with her. My niece then turns around. I don't know when this stopped recording. Anyways. My sister bought an 1880s house in Maine. Her young daughters were talking to each other about the lady that comes in the room to check on them. She sometimes sits on the body of the bed. They weren't afraid because she just wants to check if they are okay. Neighborhood historians said that there's a young hired girl by the man of the house, and she herself in the attic turn of the century. Somebody else said, yes, young children are more open to spirit because they haven't learned any filters yet. Usually after age 8 to 9, if they still see and interact with spirits, they could be a medium. My best friend's daughter at age 4 had a tea party with her dolls, and her grandmother, my friend's mother who passed, and her grandmother, my friend's mother who passed, in the 1980s. We tell her the story now at age 24 and she freaks out. Somebody else said, my 2.5-year-old son speaks at length about his Granny Joan who died last year. He met her once when he was less than 1 year old. She died when he was just over 1. He says that Granny Joan sings him lullabies to put him back to sleep. Kind of scares the shit out of me, to be honest, but who knows, maybe he just heard him in the context of a lullaby at some point and ran with it. 5, I believe kids and animals have a sixth sense. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Comment down below if you like these paranormal Reddit videos. I'm probably going to keep doing them, even if you don't like them. So, but comment down below if you like them, and I'll just keep making them, you know? While you're done there commenting, click all the buttons. You know what to do. And I hope you guys have a good day, night, evening, morning, wherever you are in the world viewing this, and peace.